Today we're unboxing my second purchase of the Vornado Evap40. Now, I went through 10 different humidifiers before I ever got to this one, and the reason I honed in on this one is because, for one, it's an evaporative kind of humidifier, and with that means it's going to be a lot safer for the household. If you get an ultrasonic type, it's going to spew a bunch of bacteria into the air, and it's just not going to be very good for you. And out of all the evaporative types, I found that this one was the only one that actually it actually dries up completely, and so that keeps things from getting moldy. So let's go ahead and here. There we go. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. All right. Got your owner's manual here. If you want to learn more about why this is the safest one and how to use a humidifier properly, check out my video called Best Humidifier or Else. That one does a deep dive into just humidifiers in general. But this one in particular. So, here it is when you get it. It's got two dials. It's got a light here to show whenever it's on. And you got two jugs. So, both jugs come out very easily. You got a little bit of cardboard in here. Just get rid of that. So the cardboard is holding the wicks. Keep those in good condition. All right. So it's a very simple contraction, which I love it. The elegance of it and how effectively it humidifies the room is just perfect. So here's the bin. It's got the two wicks here. The water goes into the bin, fills it up, and the wicks soak up the wetness or the liquid. And then this just situates on here. There we go. Fits pretty nicely. You just can't you can't pick it up from here. You have to pick it up from the bottom or else this comes off. All right, so it's plugged in, but the light's not on because it is not turned on the dial quite right. So this dial here is the humidistat, and as you turn it clockwise, and now I have it all the way clockwise, it's pretty much never gonna turn off with that. I generally have it down to about the 7 or 8 o'clock position, just so that if for some reason I have a bunch of water in there, it's not going to run all day. I don't really want to get it up to like 60 or 70% relative humidity. I just want to keep it down around the 50% or so. And that's, make sure you watch the other video to make sure you do that part properly. But so we'll turn it on high. See, it's high, and you got the red light going, medium, low. And that's all there is to it. So we'll turn it off. Let me go get some water. All right, so this one it's about a third full or so. And we'll just act like this one is full in here. It comes with 4 gallons. There's 2 gallons each jug. That's a little overkill for my purposes. And the reason why is because in order to get this thing to dry out completely, you need to let it dry out. If you have it all the way, you're gonna have to keep it on for like 2 days in order for it to dry out fully, and that might be fine as long as it keeps circulating. But if it doesn't dry out and then you turn it off, then you're creating the environment for mold and fungus and bacteria to proliferate inside of those wicks. If those just stay wet the whole time, that is a breeding ground. And so what you want to do in order to combat that is just fill it up just enough so that it's on while you're sleeping, and then when you're at work, those remain dry. And then you fill it up again whenever you're ready to go to sleep. So here it goes in, very easy. And the beautiful thing about this evaporative type is I don't have to use distilled water. If you're using an ultrasonic type, you do have to use distilled water, or else it's going to be a hazard. It's a health hazard because it'll spew all the minerals into the air and you'll breathe those in. You can get chronic lung disease, not to mention all the chemicals, bacteria, mold, fungus, parasite, everything that's in the water just gets spewed into the air with those ultrasonic types. So evaporative is the way to go, and this one is the best because it doesn't have an automatic shut off whenever the water gets low. So it'll actually keep running until everything dries up. I did a review on the Honeywell, and that one did not do well because it had an automatic shut off. And I'm sure there's others out there too, so just look out for that. The only downsides are that it's a little bulky and it costs more than, say, a $60 ultrasonic humidifier. But you get what you pay for. Your safety and your health is worth paying a bit more, and this one just makes that doable. And it's still, I mean, it's only about 130 bucks. I would recommend pairing it with some kind of air purifier just to be safe. And I really enjoy this model because it has ultraviolet setting, and you know that it's on whenever that blue light is on. And so the ultraviolet helps to control virus proliferation. And since COVID is going around, that's the perfect thing that we really want to focus on. So these are two essential items to have in your bedroom that, you know, people typically don't have. Like, everybody knows that you need a light bulb so that you can see, but you really need a humidifier and an air purifier so that you can breathe. And about every 10 to 15 minutes, you'll hear like a glug, glug, glug sound as the water comes from the jug into the bin. I don't find that really distracting. I sleep with it no problem. It never wakes me up. There's another one that's by Vornado. It's called the EV100. That one has a 1 gallon tank, and I tried that one for a little while because I thought, like, you know, I thought it would be more perfect since I only use about 1 gallon anyways, but it's got this really annoying thing to it to where, like, every 3 to 5 minutes it kind of like revs its engine, and that annoys me. But this little like glug 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 sound does not annoy me. The first time I heard it, I thought someone was knocking on my door, but once I realized what it was, I'm like, okay, cool. And then it never had that effect on me again. So this device right here is a hygrometer, and it's how you measure the humidity level in your room. And if it's above 60%, it's going to be too moist. You're going to start growing bacteria. You're going to get little mites and things, and you can start to just deteriorate the foundational structures of your house. If it's below 30%, then it's going to be really dry. You're going to start to have chapped lips, nosebleeds, more bacteria and virus and respiratory illness, different things like that. So you want to find that sweet spot somewhere in between 30 and 60. I like to keep mine around 50, maybe a little bit higher, like 52. And that just keeps me from having like really dry nosebleeds and whatnot. In my room, it was at 28%. And I left it running for about 25 minutes and it was already up to 43%. I left it running another hour, it was up to 48. So it's like, you know, it works really quick. The one thing is you want to make sure that your doors are closed or at least just partially cracked. I have cats, so I don't want to lock them out of my room whenever I'm sleeping. And even if the door is cracked and it's just on minimum level, it will keep everything like a even keel. But I generally just keep it on medium with 1 gallon, door cracked, and it's pretty much done by the time I wake up. And that's all there is to it. So check the link in the description box below to pick up either one of these and breathe easy.